As hypersonic aircraft are the fastest jets in the world, it is obvious that their speed will pique the imagination of people all around the world. Governments all over the world are investing heavily in the development of these planes in an effort to outdo one another in the never-ending power competition between nations like the US, Russia, China, and others. But Elon Musk, who is well known for his vertical takeoff and landing rockets, is prepared to deliver terrifying hypersonic while the U.S. Air Force was unable to launch the hypersonic glide vehicle. Combat aircraft for the U.S. Air Force. Thank you for visiting Elon Musk Evolution. If you're a fan of Elon Musk and don't want to miss anything about him, click the subscribe button and the bell icon to receive notifications anytime a new video is posted. We will describe Elon Musk's delivery of hypersonic aircraft to the U.S. Air Force in today's video. The third test flight of the hypersonic fighter jets was unsuccessful, as had been the case with the prior flight. So let's see what the most recent update is in this video. There were two flights, and the causes of this are unknown. A known fault led to the launch sequence being stopped before the missile could be deployed on Wednesday during a test that took place in the U.S. The missile was unable to disengage from the wing of the B-52H bomber. Collins stated in a statement to the magazine that the missile would be sent back to the facility, where study of the telemetry and onboard data will start right once. Collins added that the U.S. will make every attempt to resume testing as soon as possible. The second hypersonic was revealed by the U.S. Air Force in July. Both the initial test in April and the Ryder jet's test flight had failed due to the missile's improper ignition and the carrier's default, respectively. The U.S. military is developing hypersonic weapons in at least 3 different forms: the conventional quick-strike weapon system for the Navy, the long-range hypersonic weapon system for the Army, and the hypersonic fighter aircraft planes for the Air Force. At a speech given while in front of what he refers to as the Starship Musk, Elon Musk expressed optimism that he could supply the U.S. Air Force with hypersonic fighter aircraft planes. As a result, they will soon be able to deliver hypersonic ejects. This is the basic definition that comes to mind when thinking of hypersonic weapons and aircraft. It also applies to hypersonic sound, such as sound frequencies beyond around 1,000 million megahertz, and hypersonic light. Any flight that exceeds Mach 5 and enters the atmosphere at a lower altitude than 55 miles is considered to be in hypersonic flight. These processes lead to the dissociation of air, which has tremendously substantial effects. There will also be heat loads produced. The simplest definition of hypersonic flow is high energy flow. Another illustration of this phenomena is the ability of hypersonic weapons to move at speeds 5 times or greater than the speed of sound. The Air Force is investigating a number of modifications and additions in order to handle these new challenges. The fighter fleet's modernization and simplification have been given particular focus. The general claims that the task of continuously operating and maintaining 7 aircraft fleets will need to be phased out. Pinot chatted with reporters during the press conference. It is just too expensive. Fleets are in excess. According to Musk, the ARW system is built to offer the capability of destroying valuable, time-sensitive targets. Also, will enable quick reaction strikes against well-defended ground targets, thereby enhancing the capabilities of precision strike weapon systems. The service requested $238 million for ongoing research and development, and $161 million for beginning spending in its fiscal year 2022 budget. Acquisition of the hypersonic apparatus. The F-15C aircraft will be retired by the Air Force as they have reached the end of their serviceable lifespan, are no longer required, and are increasingly becoming unflyable. As Hinnote put it, this implies that a significant portion of the autos we store eventually require to be grounded. The legendary and ground attack aircraft will likewise be retired by the Air Force by 2030. The F-22, F-35, F-15E and X, and F-16 will be the 4 aircraft models that stay in service, If everything goes as planned, the two main types of hypersonic weapons are hypersonic cruise missiles and hypersonic glide vehicles. Hypersonic weapons, by definition, travel at 5 times or more the speed of sound. Hypersonic cruise missiles fueled by scramjets can only go a distance of under 100,000 feet. Vehicles with hypersonic glide capability can move more quickly, in contrast to a ballistic trajectory. A hypersonic vehicle would be able to deviate from a parabolic trajectory by a considerable angle. The U.S. is lagging behind Russia and China in the development of hypersonic weapons, according to a July 2019 CNBC report. In this instance, the Department of Defense as a whole is involved in a cooperative attempt to resolve the problem. To create a hypersonic, the U.S. Army is collaborating with the U.S. Navy and Air Force. India is developing similar weapons to meet this development need. The technique may also be of interest to France and Australia. Japan is acquiring both scramjet and boost glide weapons. The program itself has the potential to significantly alter the defense sector. The F-35 and F-15X programs could be jeopardized if the Air Force decides to purchasing it in the near future due to the advanced manufacturing processes needed to produce the final jet. The private sector has pioneered us. New prime contractors for the aircraft may arise as a result of the initiative. According to Mackenzie Eaglein, an analyst with the American Enterprise Institute's defense budget, at a crucial time when the Air Force is suffering budget restrictions and needs to gain momentum, the reveal of a flying full-scale fighter prototype may be just what the military needs to win additional financial backing from Congress. Japanese defense spending will increase in 2022 in response to growing threats from North Korea and the People's Republic of China, according to defense officials and media sources. Also, the acceleration aims to increase the nation's capacity for self-defense. Stealth fighter planes, long-range cruise missiles, autonomous combat drones, and hypersonic weaponry are among the advanced things now under development. A new organization under the Japanese Defense Ministry will oversee and support the nation's defense industry in the interim. With the increasingly strict security, it is crucial to concentrate on preserving and advancing the military industry and technological foundations in Japan in order to fulfill its defense. At his year-end news conference on December 28, 2021, Defense Minister Nobuo Kishi discussed the environment and the rapid advancement of technological innovation. According to Kishi, the Division for Equipment Policy in Japan's procurement, technology, and logistics agencies would include the new Defense Industry Policy Office. The military industry's competitiveness and technological capabilities shall be kept strengthened and revitalize as its primary goals. Records from the agency indicate that ATLA was founded in 2015, 1 year after Japan's constitutional restrictions on weapons. Export restrictions were lifted in order to bolster the nation's defense industry by fostering technology research, development, and sales with allies. According to the journal Defense News, ATLA works with Japan's top defense companies to create defensive equipment. The 6th-generation fighter, also known as the proposed FX stealth aircraft, is Japan's largest ongoing defense project and is anticipated to replace the nation's fleet of roughly 90 Mitsubishi F-2 fighters. In 2024, Japan intends to create the first FX prototype. Tokyo plans to spend around $48 billion creating the fighter between now and 2035, with flight testing slated for 2028 once Mitsubishi Heavy Industries completes design and manufacturing preparations. According to Japan's Defense Ministry, the PRC has 3 times more 4th-generation aircraft than Japan does that are capable of supersonic flight. Defense News reports that SMHI is collaborating with Subaru Corp, developing an autonomous combat drone dubbed the Faithful Wingman. The drone is anticipated to support the FX by serving as a scout and fighting alongside the FX's air-to-air missiles to enable unmanned aircraft. The Defense Ministry has allocated $24.3 million for remote and flight control technologies and an additional $1.9 million for artificial intelligence. James M. claims that Hy and Atla are working together to create hypersonic weapons, including cruise missiles and glide projectiles. By the middle of the 20s, the system ought to be prepared for a hypersonic deployment. According to the Japanese magazine Nikkei Asia News, MHI is also developing extended-range conventional cruise missile that can strike targets over 1,000 kilometers away. This will enable Japan to attack hostile military targets and deter attacks from North Korea or the People's Republic of China. The Associated Press stated, citing Japanese defense officials, that Tokyo's choice to utilize the missile, which might have a range up to 10 times greater than the present cruise missiles used by the Japan Self-Defense Forces, would serve as a deterrent. Locally developed long-range cruise missiles might save money and lessen the nation's reliance on U.S.-supplied weapons. That concludes today's video, folks. What are you waiting for? If you want to watch more videos about Elon Musk, there will soon be new videos, so just click the subscribe button and press the bell icon.